and welcome back to my channel. It has been such a long time since I've sat down and even had time to film, so I thought what better video to come back with than a chatty get ready with me / a life update Q&A, and yeah, just update you guys on what's been going on, where I've been, what I've been up to whilst I get ready for work. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So before I start getting in to my makeup and getting ready for work, I thought I'd just briefly explain where I've been, what's been going on, because my videos haven't been that consistent recently and I've missed a few upload dates. Not that anyone's probably noticed, but if you have, basically because I work in hospitality and obviously we opened indoors for people to come back into our restaurants and bars this week, which is the week I'm filming it, is the week of the 17th of May. So yeah, it's been a really manic week. It's been a manic couple of weeks preparing for this week to reopen, and as I'm filming this, it's a Friday, so still got the busiest days to come, which is obviously the weekend when everybody's going to be free and coming out and wanting to have cocktails and go out for dinner and stuff. So it's been a really manic week, hence why I've not been filming, I've not been planning videos, I've not been on my socials hardly at all, just because I am pretty much working all weekend, every weekend, and just getting back in the swing of working full time. But also I had a mini promotion at work, so that's been another thing that's taken up quite a lot of my time. So I'm going to start to get ready as I chat with you guys. So yeah, I've had a mini promotion at work. I previously was a training manager and I was having this like internship at work. So essentially, because I work in a hotel, my internship, which I think I've mentioned on this channel a few times, was like a training management where I was to go around all different departments in the hotel, train with the managers there, and then like finish this little internship and become a manager. So obviously COVID happened. My contract ended in March for that position, and that left a few positions were available. So I applied for the supervisor role for the like food and beverage and got it. So I've had a little promotion, but it has meant that a lot of stuff has been going on sort of behind the scenes as opposed to what I would normally be doing. So I've been pretty busy, just sort of getting used to being back at work for one, and then in a different position for two. So yeah, I've been pretty busy doing that. I've barely had time really to even see like my boyfriend, never mind actually go out and see friends or have a social life, but that's fine. I have been on furlough for a year, so I really cannot complain. It's just adjusting back to some sort of normal now. I mean, even I got to the point at work where, because I'm wearing masks, I mean we're still wearing masks, I wasn't putting any makeup on to go to work. What was the point? Because my mask would literally cover this much of my face, so all you'd see is that much. So I've not been wearing makeup to work. I'm only doing it today because I start a bit later, so I just thought whilst I've got a bit of time, I may as well just put a bit of slap on. It's more just to make me feel nice, which is something else I'll come on to. So yeah, that's the first life update, is I'm back to work, back full time and in a different position. So it's been manic just getting used to that. The second thing I wanted to touch upon and sort of just like have a chat to you guys about, which I think I'm going to do a whole video in detail about this, but it's just about being very anxious. I've just felt very anxious recently. Like everything that happens, I feel like I've had a lot go on the past couple weeks, obviously with work and just things opening back up. I found that I've gone from having like nothing's going on day to day in my life to everything's happening at once. I found it incredibly overwhelming and really hard. So it's been a challenging and very mentally challenging couple of weeks, to say the least. And like I say, I'm probably going to go into a bit more detail in a separate video when I have a chance about anxieties and stuff, because I really don't think I was an anxious person before lockdown. And I did make a video last year about post-lockdown anxiety, but even since that video, like, things have just escalated for me, and I know that I'm not the only one. So I would be interested if you guys were to film a video about like post-lockdown anxiety, and just to have a bit more of a conversation. Probably be one of my girl talk videos. So that's kind of another reason why I've been slightly absent. Things haven't really been like they normally are on my channel, because I've just not really been in the right headspace. Like, even now I still feel it, but like I said, I have a few hours that I'm free this afternoon, and I just thought, do you know what, it's just like a form of self-care for me when I'm filming my videos, and that's really what I need to be practicing at the minute. So hence why I'm sat down filming a video, but also getting ready for work, and chatting to you guys. I really do hope that you're all well, that you're adjusting to the lockdown changes well, but if you're not, I completely get it. I understand, I feel the same, and I just think it's good to sort of share a different narrative that isn't everything's great, it's reopening, I'm super happy, can't wait, because there are a lot of people that will feel like they're not quite ready for things just to go back to normal, which is fine also, because we have been in a pandemic. So yeah, I've sort of just been adjusting to life over the past couple of weeks, and just how things have changed. So yeah, that's the biggest things that have gone on. That's taken up the most of my time is work, and then also just mentally battling with myself about going back to some sort of normal. I'm trying to think when I last spoke to you was, I think it was my girl talk video. So I've had quite a big week this week. Obviously, like I said, with work reopening, that's been a really big thing, with us going back to normal. So Monday, Tuesday was like the opening days. I had those off. Sunday I had my COVID vaccine. I am now fully vaccinated, because I had my first one, I think, in Feb, I want to say, and then yeah, last Sunday I had my second vaccine. So I was fully vaccinated. If you were interested, if you didn't catch my first video where I did actually vlog when I was getting my first vaccine, and I spoke a bit about it in there, but the vaccine that I got was the AstraZeneca one. Because I got it a bit earlier than what everybody else would my age, I got obviously AstraZeneca, but if they were to if a young person was to go and get their vaccine now, they wouldn't offer it to them because of the slight chance of blood clot, which is great. So my side effects from having the AstraZeneca from the first jab was like the day after I got my jab, it was like a complete write-off. I didn't feel well at all, and it's not that I just like, it wasn't like a sicky feeling, it's just my whole body ached, like I needed to be in bed. My whole body ached. I mainly had a lot of backache. I was shivering a lot, like I just couldn't get warm. And yeah, luckily when I had my first vaccine, I wasn't in work, I was still furloughed, so I could just stay in bed, and it didn't really matter because I wasn't going into work. But yeah, the first vaccine, I really felt that I didn't feel great afterwards, so I was fully expecting after my second vaccine of the AstraZeneca to feel exactly the same, and luckily I didn't. I was prepared, and I had the next 2 days after my vaccine off work just in case. But like I said, luckily I actually felt okay. It was more just as I raised my arm, it got to about there, that's when it started to feel sore. So yeah, and then I think maybe by midday I just felt very tired and like a little bit weak, but just nothing in comparison to the first one. But the side effects weren't enough to put me off. If I needed to go and, like, say if I had to do all over again, it wasn't enough to put me off getting it done again. So yeah, fully vaccinated, got my vaccine on the Sunday. Monday, just chilled. Tuesday I felt fine. Tuesday I got my first tattoos, which is like my next big life update. Is I got my first tattoos on Tuesday, and I didn't just get one, I got two. And I've got one on my back and one on my ribs. They're still healing because they are only Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they're only 3 days old, so they're still healing, still a bit sore, hence why I'm wearing like a polka dot top in, like halter neck top in May, and it's miserable just because whilst I'm not at work, they did say advise you to go braless and just to let the skin sort of breathe, which I have. So before I move on to eyes, I'm just going to quickly show you my tattoo and then talk you through like pain, like money, those sorts of things, because I have had quite a lot of messages from people because I put it on Instagram that I got my first tattoos about, like, did it hurt, the pricing, lots of different things. And I know a lot of people have a lot of different questions. If you've never had your like a tattoo before and you're about to get your first, like, there's just a lot of questions that go through your mind about, will it hurt, this, that and the other. So I'll just get up and show you them. Like I said, they are still healing, so it might be a bit scabby. So I'll go with the one on my side first, which is my second one that I got done. So this is the second tattoo. It's a butterfly, half with wings, half like flower wings, and I got that on my ribs. So that's the second one that I got done. And then the first one is on down my spine. Hopefully you can see that all right. So I'm going to talk you through like what my tattoos mean, where I got them, pain rating, those sorts of things. So the one on my back is what I got done first, and it is a symbol of an unalom, which is basically a symbol for like personal growth and development. So if I find like a picture from Pinterest, I'll just pop it here. But essentially the bottom bit is about like finding your way, chaos, making mistakes and stuff. And then you'll have a line, which is like a line to personal growth, development. And then at the top you have a lotus flower, and then like, well, yeah, lotus flower, and then like 3 dots, and the dots mean like you've reached enlightenment. So essentially it's just a tattoo that for me symbolises personal growth, development, and then eventually reaching like enlightenment and finding out like your purpose and stuff. So they do have meaning to me. They are very generic, girly tattoos, so I appreciate that not everybody who gets tattoos, they have meanings. They just get them because they look pretty. Half of the reason why I got what I got is because they're girly tattoos. I think they're pretty. I am personally in love with my tattoos. But yeah, I really was umming and ahhing about getting tattoos. I had always thought I wanted to get one, and then a couple of years ago I just wasn't sure. Like, there was something, I just wasn't sure if I ever saw myself with one or what exactly I would get, because what I always thought I would get is not what I've got. Because I always thought I'd get like a poppy on my ribs, because I love poppies. I think they're really sweet. Like, obviously poppies is like the symbol for war and Remembrance Day, and I've had a lot of family members that have been in the army and stuff, so it would sort of have like a meaning, but like it's pretty at the same time. That's what I always thought I was going to get. And then I think it was maybe at the beginning of the lockdowns that I started like just thinking like, fuck it, I really just fancy getting a tattoo, something that means something to me. So then I started like Pinteresting like tattoos and stuff, found a couple of things that I liked, a couple of ideas. If you've watched my 2021, I think it's my 2021 goals or making my vision board, in that video I've actually got a picture on Pinterest of tattoos that I wanted to get, and I have got 2 of those tattoos on me now. So that's 2 like vision board, like bucket list things this year ticked off. So yeah, I just started like Pinteresting tattoos that I liked, and this symbol of the underarm came up about personal growth and development, and it just felt right for me. It just felt like it made sense, because there has been chaos and errors and things in my life, and then I'm going through like personal development at the minute and growth, and eventually I'll reach like enlightenment to find my purpose. So it's sort of deep, but it looks pretty. So that's what the actual symbol is, and then in the middle of the line I've got some script, and it says "Still I Rise." So that basically just means like no matter what you've gone through, whatever happens, I will still rise again, I will still pick myself back up. I can basically, again, it's like another sort of personal growth, you've got this, I'm strong sort of tattoo. So that's what my tattoo on my back means, and what it says in the script, because it is sort of like squiggly, which is exactly how I wanted it to be. So like first glance you wouldn't know what it says, but I quite like that. So that's that tattoo. I got them done in Loughborough, which is like the town closest to me, at a place called Mannequins, and it was a recommendation from my friend Chloe who got her tattoos there. So yeah, it was just local, and I like the styles of tattoos that they did there. So my pain rating for that one on my back, I consider myself to have quite a low pain threshold. Like I'm not one that can really like tolerate a lot of pain. And I was expecting it to be really bad, and it was surprisingly not as painful as what I was expecting. It's not comfortable, and it is painful in a sense, but not to the point where it's unbearable, like you have to stop, I can't handle it. So if I was to give it like a rating out of 5 for pain, my back for me was like a 2. Obviously you can feel it, it's uncomfortable, it's there, but I mean, I could have probably sat for another hour, because it was just like it really wasn't too bad at all. So the one on my back took, I think, about 40 minutes or something. And my tattoo artist Adam was really gentle, really reassuring and friendly. So it was like the perfect like atmosphere for if you're going to get your first tattoo and you feel a bit worried or nervous. I had to go on my own because I don't think you're still allowed to have people to come in with you whilst you're getting tattooed. So I went in on my own, had to wear a mask, and yeah, that probably took 40 minutes, and I would give it a rating like 2 out of 10 for pain. So that's the first one that I got. And then I had a quick little break before we started on my ribs, because ribs is like notorious for being like one of the most painful places that you could get a tattoo. But to be fair, people do say your back, like your spine and your ribs, are like 2 of the most painful places to get tattoos apparently, and that's why I decided I wanted both tattoos. And yes, I did get them done in like one sitting, one day, for my first tattoos. So some people were messaging me on Instagram like, did you get that all done in one sitting? Was that all one day? Yes. I think it's because when I was looking at my boyfriend getting tattooed, he was getting like whole sleeves done, or like not whole sleeve, but he was getting like basically like half of his arm tattooed for like 5 or 6 hours at a time. So that felt like a big tattoo sitting for me. So in comparison to what I got, which my tattoos took 3 hours, felt like nothing. It didn't really feel like a big session for your first tattoo at all. So yeah, we had a little break, then went to do my ribs. And at first, because this part here, I think it took maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours in total, because I did have to take a couple of breaks. The first like hour was more painful than the back, so I'd say it was probably a 3.5, but it was like I could tolerate it. And then the last 30 minutes was like really painful. Like I would say it was a 4.5, maybe a 5 out of 10, 5 out of 5. It was the sensation that it feels like for me, which is the way the tattoo artist has explained it, for me makes the most sense. It's, imagine you've got sunburn and then a cat scratches that sunburn, so it's hot, it's sore, and then you've got like a sharp scratch. So like it's bearable, but towards the end, like the last like 5 minutes to 10 minutes were quite like nearly unbearable for me, just because the skin around it had started to like swell. It was really sore. I've still got some bruising around the butterfly wing, because for me it did feel quite sore towards the end, and it definitely did feel like sunburn and a cat scratch all together, especially as I was wiping the tattoo, because I keep wiping it and stuff. It did feel sore as he was doing it. So yeah, overall I'd say the pain rating for that tattoo, the one on my ribs, was probably a 4. But like if I was to split it up into like the majority of time when it was getting done, it was a 3.5, and then it was like basically a 5 towards the end, because it was like it was just very sore. Like I'd had 2 hours of this tattoo being done. Like, I was ready for it to be over, but I'm extremely happy, like so happy with them both, and I keep looking at them all the time. And you know when you get something done, like say if you get your hair done or that you get a piercing, you just feel like you can't imagine yourself without the new change that you've got, and it just suits you. I feel like, not to blow my own trumpet, but I feel like it really suits me. And I now couldn't imagine myself without the tattoos that I've got. Like I absolutely love them, and I do get a little bit scared that if I fall asleep and wake up, like I'll rub it off or something. That sounds ridiculous, but I actually do think that. So that's those tattoos. In terms of like aftercare, did advise me not to wear a bra, but I had to because I'm at work. I don't have the type of boobs not to wear a bra and get away with it. Like I have to wear a bra. So I've just been wearing these really soft, the bras I got from Primark, if you watch my Primark haul, those ones have been like an unexpected lifesaver over the past few days, because of those have been the ones that I've been wearing, because you just don't want them to rub here and then like say there's a scab and it like rubs the scab off. But I can get touch-ups up for free if need be. Oh, the price of the tattoos was £70 an hour, so it was £210 for both my tattoos. Another thing people have been asking is, am I going to get any more? Do I plan to get more? I can completely understand why people get so addicted to getting tattoos now, because I get it. Like literally the day that I got mine, I come home and I was on Pinterest again looking for like what I want next. I already have 2 other tattoos that I know that I would want, but I'm in no rush at the minute to get them, because I'm just enjoying the ones that I've got. I can imagine, like, because you have this like new tattoo feeling, which is like, oh my god, I got this new thing, and then I can imagine once that novelty wears off and it just becomes part of me, because it still is very new and fresh and I'm not used to seeing it, and hardly anybody has seen them. I think once that novelty wears off, and tattoo places are so booked up at the minute, it's a joke, that's probably when I book in to get a couple of more, and then we'll go from there. I'm not planning to be like completely covered or anything, but I get now why people are like, it's addictive. Once, no, I don't know. My tattoo artist said I don't know anybody that's got 1 tattoo, and that's true actually. Like apart from like my mum, I don't know anybody that's only got 1 tattoo. Like once you get 1, then you're like, you want more, and I got 2 in 1 sitting, so I'm not one of those people. I have already got 2. The only thing I would suggest is maybe it's not the wisest of things to get your back and your ribs done at the same time, because I find it a bit difficult to go to sleep. Luckily I sleep really well. Quite a lot tend to sleep on my left hand side, so I'll roll over and be on my left, on my side, which is the rib that doesn't have the tattoo. But oh my god, now that I know that I can't, like I definitely couldn't the first 2 nights sleep on my right hand side, like roll over onto my right, because my ribs were just so sore. But because I couldn't, it's all I wanted to do. So luckily my back hasn't really, my back felt fine. It like basically as soon after I got it done, it felt fine. It was just the ribs that are still sore, and still a bit bruised now. But so yeah, luckily I could sleep on my back, but all I wanted to do at the minute is just sleep on my right hand side, because I can't. But it's slowly getting there. Like I think I've tried it like a couple times last night. I felt rolling over, like it woke me up because I rolled over and it was like a bit tender, but not enough for me to not be able to sleep on that side. I just can't probably sleep on it for too long. So yeah, that's been like a big life update, life change this week, is I got my first tattoos and I'm mega happy with them. And then I've also been in the background, my friend's getting married. She asked me to be a bridesmaid a couple weekends ago, and obviously I said yeah. She's like a really close friend, one of my closest friends, one of my longest friends as well. So yeah, she asked me to be a bridesmaid. She's getting married very soon, like in the next couple of months, so not only have I been like planning and getting myself ready to go back to work, I've also been planning a hen party in the background as well. I've ordered my bridesmaid dresses in the wardrobe, like planning the hen do bit, which I'm not spoiling, I'm not giving anything away. So Christy, if you're watching, I'm not giving anything away in this video if that's what you were expecting. So I'm going to be meeting the bridesmaids next weekend for bank holiday. So it's just been like a lot, there's been a lot going on, all of which is positive, but it has just been a bit of a tough week at the same time, just mentally a bit, just overwhelming, a lot going on. So yeah, that's why I've been pretty absent from YouTube and social media. It's just because there's just been like nothing going on than just everything at once. So I hope you guys are well. I'm now completely ready for work. I haven't got this amount of makeup on for such a long time, so people are going to think, why have you made such an effort? I don't know, I just had the time. So yes, I hope you've enjoyed this chatty get ready with me / life update Q&A sort of thing. I hope you guys are all really well and that you're coping well and you're doing okay, and I would love to make another video, another girl talk video. But if you've got any like video ideas that you'd like me to do, leave them in the comments down below. I will at some point, once I kind of figure out and get into the groove of going back to work and I can balance my free time and stuff, I'll be able to sit down and film some more videos. So stay tuned, I really do want to make more, it's just finding the time, so just bear with me. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, give it a like, leave me a comment, and I shall see you all in my next video. Bye guys.